Hi guys, my name is Maggie and welcome to my YouTube channel. This channel is going to be podcasty, vloggery kind of channel. And you may have actually already seen my other channel maybe, which is Maggie Reacts to Movies. Maybe the algorithm lets you from there to here, or maybe not. But either way, I'm glad that you're here. And this is going to be a channel where we talk about, important things, not important things, random things, maybe unhinged things. We'll see how far it takes us. And I'm pretty excited for this channel because I've been thinking about this for maybe a year and a half, something like that. I think a year and a half because I do have the a podcast image or something like that on my computer, on my vision board wallpaper of the computer, of the screen, and that's been sitting there for a while now. So it's been an idea for a while, and I have been actively thinking upon this for the last 1 or 2 months maybe, and I think that that's the case because of my other YouTube channel where it kind of taught me that it's not that scary and it's okay to try, and see how it goes, and especially if you have a good thing about the idea. And I do have a very good thing about this idea. Can it flop? Absolutely. Monumentously, it can fail, but might as well try. And today, but first, to set expectations, very important to me. Uh, the uploads for this channel are going to be once, maybe twice a week tops, as I want to concentrate my efforts on my other channel first. So to not fall off two chairs at once kind of situation. Um, and as this is in like a trial period thing, just to see how it goes and where it leads. And I'm thinking that the videos will be 30, 40, 45 minutes tops because I don't want that. I think that's enough time for a really nice conversation. And today's topic is gonna be startings and beginnings and how scary they can be. Oh, and I have a recent and really recent example of those. And I'm gonna start with the recent example first. And that is, of course, the YouTube channel. Now, to take you back a little bit, something that my mom reminded me of a couple of months back, I think, when we were talking about my other YouTube channel, was that when I was a kid, something that I had forgotten. When I was a kid, I used to love putting these kind of family videos together and putting a song to them, cutting them, and giving them nice transition effects or whatnot, much to my capabilities, which were using Windows Media Editor cover something, I don't remember, but the most basic one. And I had I had Windows 96, maybe. Anyway, um, so yeah, I love doing that. I loved it so much. And I was doing it mostly with family videos because I didn't figure that I could do it with, for example, with movies like nowadays editors do. I did figure that out at, you know, later on, and I did do a video on Damon and Elena from the Vampire Diaries, and that got like 20,000 views in a matter of in the span of like a year or two or something like that. But I had misspelled Damon's name in the title, and somebody corrected me in the comments. and they did it in the nicest way possible. But I got so embarrassed and I got so in my head that that video was immediately deleted from YouTube and there from my computer. So I can find it anywhere now, basically. Um, but yeah, so since I was a kid, I was kind of showing this passion for editing and for videos and for making videos, even though I wasn't in them, or not that I wasn't in them, but that they weren't exactly for larger audience, so to speak. Um, and then when I grew up, I started dabbling into Premiere Pro and even in After Effects and whatnot, because that really seemed interesting to me. But then I also, when you get older and you kind of get more of a perspective of the world and how the world works and blah 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 blah. And I realized that that whole part is kind of goes under the arts category, and the next association with arts is unstable salary, basically. So when that association kicked in, I was like, well, I can't pursue this. Absolutely not. So that kind of took a backseat for a little bit. And I finished my finance education. I worked in finance. Then I got into WordPress and PHP and JavaScript and React.js and I don't know what else. And I worked in those lines a little bit, but I never got to be a full developer, if you would say, because I mean, maybe it was for the right reasons in the end, because what I'm doing right now feels so incredibly good. So incredibly good. And if little Maggie knew that this is a career choice, I would have started way younger. Way younger. But, there is the thing that, especially throughout teenagehood, when you're dealing with a lot of kind of what would people say, or I mean, not now. Now I don't care as much, but back then maybe more, yes. And also the fact that I didn't know where to start or how to do it, or whether people won't laugh at me for for uploading things that I shouldn't be or something like that. I don't know what it was, but I was I would be filled, because I don't remember exactly, but I would have been filled with a lot of doubt. And as years passed, I continued watching my favorite reactors, but I thought I could never do that. I mean, they're professionals. Look at them. They have like I don't know. They have the nice equipment and the not the studio, but like their their space, and I don't know. There was all sorts of excuses basically to not start. And and then I don't know, something just shifted in me, I guess, because once again I didn't find my place, like career wise. I couldn't find my place. And once again I was at this crossroad kind of thing where I was wondering, well, what I should do, who I should be, and whatnot. And an idea came to my mind, which was like, why don't I try it? Why don't I try it? What I have to lose? And the first video, as with this one, uh, is very scary. Was very scary. I postponed it. What was the other word? Procrastinated it, and up until that point, like that day when it was supposed to happen, I felt so excited and so good, and I was on cloud nine, and I was manifesting, and it was so brilliant, and everything was so good, and I don't know what. And then the day came when I was supposed to shoot the first video, and I was starting to think all of these excuses why I shouldn't do it, how it's outside my comfort zone, how I would have to be in front of a camera and talk and speak my thoughts and what, and you know, and the doubts and fears kind of had more power now. So it was harder for me um to to not listen to them. But I didn't, and I'm so glad that I didn't, because I've been doing this for the other channel for 6 months now, and it's so amazing. Every time I get to go and record a new video and see a new movie, I'm so excited, and it feels so incredibly good to be doing that. And I was thinking, oh my god, I should have been doing this a whole lot sooner. But then this is maybe for another video, that I don't believe in coincidences. And so I think that this is the right time for me to be doing that. But we'll get that in another video. And also, today is another example for startings and beginnings, and how very, very terrifying they can be, because this is actually the second video I'm recording about this, because the first one, it took me 10 takes to start properly talking about this, and I don't know, it didn't click for me, when most of the times when I see something and I'm like, yeah, that's it, that's amazing the way that happened, and I wasn't feeling with the last video, so I was watching and I was thinking, maybe I should record another one and make myself more comfortable, because I was sitting much further like ahead of the couch, and I was a lot slouched, like I was slouched, and you could clearly see that I was much more nervous than I am now. And I thought, I would try again. I would just try again and see what happens. And now it's so much better. I feel so much better now. Absolutely. I'm so glad that I did this now. And today I was also postponing and procrastinating this moment a lot, I would say. I mean, I told myself I would start at, at 8, and then I clicked the video and I was like, okay, but I would watch that video till the end and then I'll start. And then the video ended and I was starting to feel like maybe I should watch another one. And I'm like, nope, we're doing this. We're not procrastinating. We're not postponing it anymore. We're doing this because we've wanted this for such a long time. Like, you have no idea. The idea of this has been growing inside my mind. I couldn't stop thinking about this moment for the last 2 months. Probably every day I wake up with new ideas about this, and I think about this so much, and it's so ironic that when the moment comes for me to start it, it's so scary. But I think it's great that I already have experience with this, because, for example, now I know that after the second, third, fourth, fifth video, it'll get much easier, and much easier, and much easier. And as I would said before, this could, I don't know if I said it, but yeah, I've also thought that this might fail and this might flop and that it might not happen, but I mean, what if it does? What if it does happen? What if it's amazing the way I've pictured it and I haven't given it a chance? Absolutely not. I will not live with that regret. I always said that you better try and fail than to not try at all, and then what if all your life, or for the next year, or for the next 2 years? Absolutely not. There's like when everybody likes to say to you, oh, but what about if tomorrow you get hit by a truck, God forbid, and you die and you have all your regrets and whatnot. Yeah, but that's not exactly how it works, I think, in my mind, the way I've thought about this because I have this quote from Teen Wolf, the TV series, out of all places. And I think Styles said it literal there, but I took it as a metaphor, um, which says, and I'm gonna get morbid here, but bear with me. He says, "Death doesn't happen to you; it happens to the people around you," which is so true, because once you're dead, you're dead. That's it. You're never gonna realize the all the regrets you might have and whatnot. It's done. It's over. That's it. But what if, God forbid, again, God forbid, something else happens? You're still alive, but you can't do the things that you always wanted to do. That would be the worst thing. For me at least. So when I thought that, when I realized that, and when I remember that each time when the fears come and the doubts come, I'm like, nope, we're not letting them win. We're not letting those thoughts and fears and doubts slip in and do all sorts of damage. Absolutely not. And I think that for you to start something that you've always wanted to start is also a kind of self-love. And I absolutely implore you, if there is anything like that, please do it because you owe it to yourselves. If there's something that you your dream, for example, from when you're a kid, for example, to want to play the guitar, the drums, to learn to paint, to learn to I don't know, all of like everything just went out of my mind, but whatever it is, as long as it's legal, do it, and take care of yourselves in that matter as well, because I mean, nobody's gonna do it for you, or nobody gonna start it for you, unfortunately. And I think that's the other terrifying thing, that you can't blame anybody else for the most part, for you not starting something. I do believe that if you are stubborn enough, you can do anything. And let me tell you, I am a lot stubborn, a lot. And I do try to channel that into what I do, like with this right now, because it is hard sometimes. It is draining, but it's also so rewarding. And I'm just glad I am so. Oh, there was somebody, a quote or something like, how privileged I think maybe am I to be tired of working hard on my dream that I've always wanted. It was something in those lines, but it was so great, and that all comes from you just starting to work on that just a little bit. And little by little, it becomes so much more. And trust your vision. Absolutely trust your vision, because in the end, it may actually be better than what you envisioned. Can you imagine it? Can you imagine it being better than what you have set in your mind right now? To be bigger, to be so much more exciting. And that's all because you started something. You started something and you believed in yourself, and you did the work and you believed in yourself and you started it. And I think that that's just really one of the most amazing things you can do for yourself. To be honest, now doing this, I and seeing that it's actually not that scary, I can't wait for the next thing for me to start, which would also be scary. But I can't wait to dive in it and see where that leads, because I'm absolutely positive that it would lead to something even more amazing. And that's it, you guys. That's basically all I have it for. Oh, I have it. all I had for this, for the first, episode of this. And I hope you enjoyed being here. I hope you enjoyed this. I was gonna say this conversation, but it was more like a monologue. But I hope you enjoyed your time here. No, that doesn't sound right. Maybe. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. Nonetheless, I'm going with that. And thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate taking of your time to be here. I think that time is our most precious resource because we're not getting it back. Absolutely not. So thank you so much for being here and thank you for tuning in. And you can give a like or subscribe or do whatever you like, as some of you may know. And guys, I hope I see you for the next one.